Hello, brothers, sisters, and family. I want to talk to you about the trial of Job. This should actually be the part one. And we'll be taking our reading from Job chapter 1. I'll be reading in verse 8. The Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil? God was asking Satan if he had thought carefully about Job and realized that he was perfect, God fearing, and stays away from evil. Satan ought to have said yes or no. Instead, he replied God with a question in verses 9 of Job chapter 1. Let's read. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear God for nothing? Does Job fear God for no reason? You know, Satan wasn't directly saying that there was something that made Job to fear God. There was something that made Job to be God fearing, but that thing was not what Satan thought it was. When Satan said, does Job fear God for nothing? He was actually saying there was a reason. Job can't just be God fearing, turn away from evil, be upright for no reason. Satan was correct. But it was not Satan, it was not what Satan thought it was. Let's see verses verses 10 to 11. Have you not made a edge around him? This is Satan talking. Around his household and around all that he has on every side. You have blessed the work of his hands and his possessions and have increased in the land. But now stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you, surely curse you to your face. Now in verses 9 of Job chapter 1, Satan was making mention of the things he saw as a reason behind Job's fear of God and uprightness. Satan thought Job was upright and God-fearing because of the material blessings he had. And he felt that if God takes away the blessings, Job will curse God and no longer fear God. Now from verses 13 to 18 of Job chapter 1, tragedy struck Job. He lost his children and all material possessions. Now, will he curse God and turn his back on God as Satan said? Let's find out. Verses 20 to 22. Then Job arose, tore his robe, and shaved his head, and he fell to the ground and worshipped. And he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all these, Job did not sin, nor charge God with wrong. How can a man be made to know that his children, servants, and all his possessions were destroyed, and is not left with nothing? But still, he worshipped God and blessed his name. Satan got the shock of his life, disappointed and put to shame, because he never expected this kind of response or reaction from Job. If what happened to Job happens to you today, what will be your response? If you lose your spouse, your child, your job, your investment, your property, your health, or anything precious and important to you, will you still love, serve, and live for God? Recently, I lost an aunt, cousin the same day. My uncle lost a wife, child the same day, but he still serves God, he still prays, he still goes to church. His life is an encouragement and inspiration to me. Has it been easy? No. Did we ask God questions? Yes. Did we question God's love and care? Yes. But I want you to know something. When certain things happens to us, we tend to question God's love. See, it wasn't easy for Job. It wasn't easy for Job. When you read through Job, he asked God a lot of questions. It wasn't easy. He regretted the day he was born. He said so many things. It's not an easy race. What I'm trying to say is that we are going to go through something tragic, something painful, something terrible that we don't even understand, that we don't even explain. But we must not give up on God. We must not turn our back on God. Yes. What Satan didn't know was that Job was not God-fearing or upright because of material blessings, but because of who he knew God to be. And that was the reason, even after the material blessings were taken away, he still praised and feared God. Job was not God-fearing because of what God has and gives, but because of who God is. Why do you love and serve God? Do you love and serve God because of what He has and gives, or because of who He is, or because of who you know Him to be? If you love and are serving God for who He is or who you know Him to be, no matter your circumstances or situations or what you experience in life, you will still love and serve Him faithfully. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be easy. There will be days when you will question His love and even want to give up and ask Him a lot of questions, but never turn your back on Him. I believe some of you watching this video may have lost a loved one or experienced something tragic, but I want to encourage you to stay in the faith. Stay in the faith and keep living for God. If Job could still praise and fear God despite all you went through, you and I can still praise and serve God no matter what we go through. And I also want to say this: if you're serving God for the material, you're serving God for the wrong reasons, and you can't stand the test of time. Our love for God and our faith in God and our service to God will be tested, but through God's grace, we can endure and overcome. Our love for God, faith in God, and service to God shouldn't be based on the material, shouldn't be based on what God has and gives, but should be based on who God is. So, brothers, sisters, and family, I want to encourage you. Let your prayer be, Lord, help me to know you. Help me not to serve you for the material, for the earthly, or for what you have and give, but help me to serve you because of who you are. That is the key, because of who you are. Because when you truly know who God is, when there's a true relationship between you and God, it doesn't matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but you're not going to give up. So, why are you serving God? Why are you living for Him? Job served, feared God, was an upright man, not because of what God has and gives, but because of who God is. God bless you, and hopefully before the end of the week, I'll do the part 2. Have a wonderful day.